What's up, everybody? I'm Will Brown, CTA, Chief Technical Analyst at Quantum Capital Research Group. If you have been following my stories today, you would have seen the post I made this morning about a trade we entered, ticker symbol QS, QuantumScapes. And I said I will give assessment and analysis tonight on that trade. So one thing I want to preference this by saying is one thing that we'll see going into earnings is you'll see that a stock is moving well. It's ticking high and ticking high and ticking high, and then right after earnings, it beats earnings. It beats expectations, and you'll see the price just start coming down. And that's a phenomenon that occurs because what happens is a lot of investors have already kind of baked in the earnings beat into the price, which enabled the price action to tick higher. And then after the earnings comes out, the price ends up selling off. The stock ends up selling off because more likely the stock at that stage was oversold. So it ended up selling off. People took their profits and the price ended up coming back down to a level of support. And you've seen that with a bunch of stocks, particularly like BYRN I had made announcement about last week. Even JP Morgan came out with earnings beat last week and same thing happened. So that leads me into this assessment with QS. Okay, so I'm going to start my assessment way back up here. This is a 180-day chart with QS. As you can see, this stock has been trending around $3.97, $4 actually since March this year. And it's been, pretty steady. But, right now the company isn't technically profitable, but it has been coming out with a series of great wins for the company, landing contracts and technical improvements on its product. So that's great news. And what you see because of that is a spike up in price action. So I'm going to zoom in and we're going to go into a 20-day chart here. And you can see that this price action is slowly ticking up. I like this. There's small little candlesticks ticking up into price action. Then you come into here where you see this massive breakout to the top. This is where we started kind of drawing some trend lines. But why this stock came on my radar, because I knew, anticipating, my thesis was coming into earnings, I knew this stock had surged dang near, 400%, over the course of 7 months. And in that case, I said, okay, coming into earnings, we know that there will be a high probability that the stock price will drop coming into earnings, because right now it's in oversold territory, and we could take advantage of that. So originally, on Sunday night, when I started doing my thesis on this, I wanted to come in and put some put options on this trade around here. I actually was too late because this morning when the market opened, it actually already started to drop down. So if I come in here to my 5-day chart, this was the action that I started to see this morning. So I said, no big deal, we'll just catch it on the way down. So I figured right here would be the level of support that it should drop down to. So we put in a trade entry around this level for the call option. And I'm hoping with a high probability that it should tick back up at least to here. So the idea is, once again, we were trying to catch this on the downside and try to run this twice, but luck at it, we couldn't get in at that level. So we said, we'll ride it at this level. So this is where we are right now. This is where it closed out. But what we were looking for is the opportunity to trade at this top down to this bottom, and then come back in with some call options and ride that back up. But like I said, once earnings comes out on Wednesday, I believe that that this drop was kind of already built in. So after earnings comes out, good or bad, we should still be sitting very well in this trade, because so far it seems to be holding above this level of support. But if it drops down below there, we obviously have our stop in place, but we'll just ride it and see what we can get out of this. If this works out, this could possibly be about a 200% return on investment after all is said and done. So pay attention to that stock. Follow that ticker symbol. That is a freebie out of our Quantum Capital Research Group book of plays. What I ask is, if you're on the sidelines, if you are not yet a member, if you're not sure about you're ready to invest, or if you're not even sure about our service, follow that trade. If the price action ends up ticking up as we anticipate, what I ask is you come over to the platform, join our community, because we put on 5 weekly high probability stock picks just like that. Our track record speaks for itself. You can go back and take a look at all of our posts. I make it a point to really put out our actions, what we do, because it's important for me to share with you our results, because that's how we prove to you we know what we're doing. Because I can show you, hey, go back and take a look at this post. I can give you the assessment that we made, our analysis when we said we're going to enter, and then we come back 1 to 6 weeks out and give you the results. And typically those results are positive wins. We're up 30, 40, 50, 100+% on those same trades. So don't sit on the sidelines. Don't miss out. This is what we do. We do this type of technical analysis for you so you don't have to. Become a Quantum Capital Research Group member today. Head over to quantumcapitalresearch.com. Take advantage of our 14-day free trial. We'd love to have you as a member. Our community is growing, and all we're trying to do is help people be empowered by taking advantage of swinging volatility in the stock market to create supplemental income for themselves, to pay down debt, pay bills, go on vacation, treat your loved ones. That's what this is about.